आप घर ढूंढ रहे हैं और MMR में मुंबई मेट्रोपॉलिटन रीजन में व्हाट मेक्स थाने योर फर्स्ट चॉइस, इस पर डिस्कशन करेंगे। मेरे साथ है मंथन मेहता, हु इज़ डायरेक्टर इन JVM स्पेसेस, लीडिंग रियल एस्टेट डेवलपमेंट फर्म इन थाने, और हमारे साथ है मिस्टर प्रशांत पुरी, हॉर्सशू रियल्टी के मैनेजिंग पार्टनर एंड वन ऑफ दोज रियल एस्टेट कंसल्टेंट्स हु रियली नोज हाउ टू मेक थाने a happening place. Let's start with the development angle. Manthan ji, we'll start with you.
Sure.
Why Thane over any other location in the MMR?
Well, to start with, infrastructure is the best possible answer because geographically it is located in a nice place. It is well connected. We have good roads over here. We have wide roads. We have a planned city. Infrastructure-wise, the metro plans are quite good for Thane. ट्रेन कनेक्टिविटी तो पहले से थी। वो अंग्रेजों ने भी सोचा था दैट थाने इज गोना बी अ गुड प्लेस। इसके लिए सबसे पहला ट्रेन जो है थाने में आके रुका। सो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आई थिंक इज द बिगेस्ट पॉसिबल थिंग बिकॉज बहुत कम सिटीज होती है जहाँ पे एक इंटरनल मेट्रो का भी प्लान पास हुआ, और यहाँ थाने हैज बीन ब्लेस्ड टू बी दैट सिटी जहाँ पे एक इंटरनल मेट्रो का प्लान पास हो रहा है। बड़े से बड़े रास्ते देख लीजिए, जो फ्रीवे है उसका भी एक एक्सटेंशन आके थाने में रुक रहा है। मेट्रो तो 3 से 4 लाइन थाने के ही है। सो आई थिंक सब कुछ यहाँ पे है, और अगर आप मिस आउट कर रहे हो थाने में देन यू आर लूजिंग अ बिट टाइम। सो कम एंड एक्सपीरियंस थाने's रियल एस्टेट wherein you will be gaining in lifestyle content as well and appreciation wise as well. So yeah, Thane is the place to be if you are looking to buy a real estate.
That's a developer's perspective. Let's come to you, Prashant. From a real estate consultant's perspective, you have a customer who says, I want to buy a home. MMR में कहीं अच्छी जगह दिखा दो।
Correct.
Why does Thane come first? उस ऐसे लिस्ट में थाने पहले क्यों आता है?
क्योंकि थाने पहले ही है, MMR थाने से चालू होता है। The first thing which comes to your mind when you speak about MMR, Mumbai Metropolitan, the last station of BMC would be Mulund, and then the first one is Thane. So Thane has always been an advantageous situation of being the closest to the BMC limits, and also it has provided upgrade to all entire MMR for ages. Well, somebody who wants to come from Dombivli, Ulhasnagar, Kalyan, the upgrade happens to Thane. The same upgrades happen from western suburb also via Gorbandar Road. So there has been influx of population from all 3 directions of Mulund, Borivali, Dombivli, and a part of Navi Mumbai also. Thane also, and most important, Thane की जो location है, taking cue from what Manthan ji said, the location of Thane is the most advantageous for the workforce also. जो आपके biggest CBD हैं, नवी मुंबई, पवई, BKC. Earlier in olden days it was Nariman Point. Now वो सब शिफ्ट होके अंधेरी, BKC, नवी मुंबई, पवई के पूरे आजू बाजू में एक्यूमुलेट हो गया है। और मेरे ख्याल से उससे सबसे नज़दीक अगर कोई लाइफस्टाइल अपग्रेड एंड ऑल्सो टाउनशिप प्रोडक्ट इज अवेलेबल, दैट्स ओनली अवेलेबल इन थाने, विच गिव्स यू अ ग्रेट सोशल सिक्योरिटी.
Social security, but Manthan ji, he raised the point. He says Thane is first once you are out of Mumbai. So does this Mumbai hangover still exist, or has Thane evolved to the level where it is a city in its own right?
Well, Thane was always an extension of Mumbai, but right now if you see, especially the crowd of Thane or the strength of Thane is the youth that is there over here. So now it's standing out. We have a good Cosmo crowd, well-educated crowd. A crowd who wants to spend. I am giving hint to the retailers over here. A crowd who wants to spend, they want to enjoy their life. So it's a beautiful time to be in Thane because you feel young when you are in Thane. When you see a crowd as young as ever, because it is more like Bombay 25 years before, where you have a hustling crowd who wants to work, who wants to earn, and who wants to more importantly spend as well. That's the biggest clue there as well.
And how does a home in that sort of location fit in?
It is the best possible thing. It's more like a Dubai. I mean, why people wish to go to Dubai? Because they have a good crowd, we have good earning opportunities, we have good infrastructure. So similar. I mean, वो तो बहुत बड़ा हो गया, but a similar sort of a place.
So lifestyle, earning possibilities, a proper way of living, safe, secure environment. and a good choice of homes.
A good choice of homes, a good, I would say, spread of homes, because this is one of those, markets where I'm just talking about TMC per se, Thane Municipal Corporation, not the Thane district over here. But when you go to a Thane Municipal Corporation, you have good homes. I'm not talking about the ones that you cannot sell or the illegal ones. Good homes with RERA certification starting from 30-35 lakhs, which could go up to, let's say, 10 CR. That is the spread of homes that you get in Thane, which is not possible in any suburb of Mumbai. I'm not talking about a city per se, but when Thane was also always considered more like a suburb to Mumbai. It was, as I said, an extension of Mumbai. So इतना बड़ा spread I don't think आपको कहीं पे भी मिलेगा. And again, well planned homes. ऐसे नहीं है कि कहीं कुछ miss out हो रहा है. Well planned homes with good amenities, but you get a good price range as well. So we make sure that each and every person who wishes to buy a home has a place in Thane. And also, to take a clue from Prashant ji's thing, the offices, offices is one place जहाँ पे एक हिचक सी थी थाने में, बट वो भी पूरी हो गई है, बिकॉज द वे वागले एस्टेट इन थाने हैज बीन डेवलपिंग, इट इज सून गोना बी टर्म्ड एज अ न्यू बीकेसी. जैसे प्रशांत जी ने कहा देयर इज अ पवाई, देयर इज अ बीकेसी, पर वहाँ पे तकलीफ होती थी कि रेलवे स्टेशन पास में नहीं है, कोई भी रेलवे स्टेशन पास में नहीं होता था. बट व्हेन यू कंपेयर इट विथ अ थाने, देयर आर 2 रेलवे स्टेशन वागले एस्टेट को लग के, एक मुलुंड और एक थाने, दोनों ही पास में है, both are equidistant. So we are connected with Mumbai as well, and we are connected with Thane as well. And plus with the new policies coming in, IT parks have been given a huge boost. अब थाने में आई है, अभी तो आपको लगेगा ही that there are too many those grass facade buildings that have popped up, but 5-6 years down the line, most of the corporates would be moving their office space over here, because as Prashant ji rightly said, most of the working crowd is over here. मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्किंग क्राउड इज ओवर हियर. एंड ऑल्सो आपको इसमें भी रेंट में भी एडवांटेज मिल जाता है, जहाँ पे आप ये सब जगह पे बॉम्बे में यू पे मिनिमम ऑफ 300 अपवर्ड्स पर स्क्वायर फीट का रेंट, यहाँ पे आपको मिनिमम 150 के अंदर उतना ही अच्छा जगह विथ अ गुड एनवायरनमेंट वेर इन योर एम्प्लॉय कैन ट्रैवल स्ट्रेस फ्री, वो मिल जाता है. तो वाई वुड दे नॉट मिस ऑन दिस थिंग?
Employee travels stress free. From that to the upper end of this segment, is luxury a segment one finds in Thane's residential real estate?
I think 2024 is testimonial to the uprising of luxury real estate in Thane, and most of the big names now are already in Thane, and they are creating those bigger spaces for people who are aspiring. And if this kind of quality real estate would be created to cater to people who want larger homes, bigger amenities, better amenities, I think if these people have already invested into such huge projects, that means there is a captive demand for this. Post COVID, the captive demand for larger homes has increased tremendously, and not in Thane. I am saying this is happening across markets. मतलब it's same is for Delhi, same is for Hyderabad, same is for Pune, same is for Mumbai, and same is for Bangalore and South markets also. So if this demand is already there and the product was not there, so now the product has also come. So I think it's going to be a very great year for Thane. Henceforth, the 2023 luxury real estate market was 7% of the total offerings of the turnover of Thane real estate, and that 7% has already, in 2024, that 7% has already reached 15-16%.
So in statistical terms, you can say it's almost a 100% jump.
100% jump. So probably this could also be because there was nothing available and suddenly everything is available, the people are buying it. But that's the good news.
So when he says people are buying and that's good news, does it extend throughout the segments, or is it only some segments which are doing too well in Thane?
Not really. I mean, each and every segment is doing good. I would completely agree with Prashant ji when he says that the luxury market has done tremendously well in 2024. Because yes, post-COVID, there was a requirement for bigger homes, which was fulfilled eventually. As I said previously, there weren't that, many players in the luxury segment. But if you see in 2024, each and every big player, you name it, and uh, they have made sure that they have made their presence felt in Thane, and that too not in a small way. See, we need to understand Mumbai is a peninsula city wherein most of the land is locked, so the only way is up, and उसमें भी horizontally आप ज़्यादा expand नहीं कर पाओगे because amenities और resources के लिए जगह ही नहीं मिलती है. But when you come to a city like Thane, you have good space because it is still developing. पहले कुछ बना नहीं था वहाँ पे, so acquisition easy हो जाता है और बड़े बड़े layouts में आप सब कुछ दे सकते हो इन अ वेल प्लान्ड मैनर. उसकी अगर आप देखो तो डेंसिटी भी बहुत कम होती है. जब में डेंसिटी कम होती है ओपन स्पेस ज़्यादा मिलती है and you could actually live in a good environment. So I have seen that many buyers who previously wanted a home in Mumbai, they have come to Thane because travel distance बहुत कम है, ट्रैवल डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा नहीं है, यहाँ पे एक अच्छी लाइफस्टाइल मिलती है एंड कंपेयर टू मुंबई प्राइस भी कम है.
So let me also ask you from the other side of this segment. You said the sweet spot in Thane's real estate is a 1 BHK between 40 and 50 lakh.
Yeah, we were having a discussion previous that.
So how does that play?
So as I said, I will be continuing to the point which I put in recently, that there is a product for each and every buyer. A sweet spot any given day 40-50 lakhs is the best possible option. जैसे आप FMCG मार्केट में जाते हो, कोई भी शॉपिंग मार्केट में जाते हो, सब रेंज के प्रोडक्ट होते हैं. एक साबुन आप लेने जाओ तो 10 रुपए से लेके 200 रुपए का रहेगा, और 10 रुपए के बाद एक वॉल्यूम जल्दी घूमता है. वैसे ही 40-50 लाख्स का अगर मैं यूनिट आज निकालूं तो उसका वॉल्यूम में सेल्स मेरा जल्दी होएगा. बट डेफिनेटली वो तो एक चीज है विच ड्राइव्स द रियल एस्टेट मार्केट. बट द लार्जर पॉइंट दैट यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्रूव इज दैट वो 200 रुपए के साबुन वाला भी कस्टमर आज थाने की ओर आ रहा है. So अगर मैं एक बड़ा घर भी बनाने जाऊँ which is well placed, which is well, I would like to say designed, the product is good, I am very sure that there is a buyer who is willing to purchase that from me. So वो भी एक acceptability आ गया है when it comes to Thane.
So a buyer who is willing to buy across price points and acceptability of Thane, from your perspective in terms of being a real estate consultant, how does this translate into a customer saying he wants a home in any good location in the MMR and then you bring him to Thane? How does that work?
Any good location in MMR, and then how do you plug in Thane there? How do you decide for Thane? See, it is very easy to travel by train also till Thane, and beyond Thane traveling Kalyan, Dombivli, from Thane station, the time taken to travel on an extreme end of Gorbanda Road and the time taken from that same train to go to Dombivli or Kalyan or Ambernath or on that towards that stretch, this is the main reason why Gorbanda Road actually prospered. Because if I have to take same time reaching home with a Kalyan, Dombivli and beyond stretches, and if same time it takes me to reach on Gorbanda Road and Thane as an address, will always make more sense than, well, I am not saying entire MMR is, I am not creating a situation that Thane is better and MMR is not better, but then choice of address in Thane will always be better than a choice of address in a Dombivli or a Kalyan suburb or beyond that. Thane has also suffered this. As he rightly said, the acceptability has come now. Earlier, Thane also was like, "Arey, Thane kon jayega?" We have seen those days also, and we have seen those days also when on Gorbanda Road, when the road was just slightly single. See, it was a small road, and because of the continuous expansion of Gorbanda Road, the population has kept on buying on Gorbanda. Otherwise, you would have never seen this kind of population influx. And the address with a Thane tag is always treated in a buyer's mind as see, if somebody is working in Powai, he might have a budget of 50 lakh rupees. He will get a flat on Gorbanda Road also, and he will get a flat on Dombivli also. So what should he do? Well, if he is working in Powai, Thane is always, Gorbanda Road is always closer than Powai. On an odd day, he can even drive to the office. But just imagine Kalyan, Dombivli and beyond, traveling from there and investing same kind of amount and buying that kind of real estate. So it is always, मतलब buyer psyche is always better to be in Thane rather than the competition has never been among MMR. The competition is always replacement to a Mumbai location. This has never been a competition. It's very easy to convince somebody against a Dumbil or a Kalyan, but to bring him from, he comes till Mulund and then comes to Thane, and when he comes to Thane, the scenario is totally different. Now I think for last 7-8 years, Mulund might have also seen townships. Otherwise, Thana's biggest asset was planned layouts and townships. Taking cue from what Manthanji said, when you want to buy a shirt, you go to mall. In the mall, you might get a shirt for 700 rupees also and 10,000 rupees also, and all shops are there inside that mall in the same AC environment. So that's what Thana is. You can come here to buy a 1-bedroom mall kitchen to 50 lakh rupees, and a 1-bedroom mall kitchen is available for 1 crore rupees also. And once you are here, then upgrading that becomes very easy, because you have to just change your micro market and your ecosystem still remains the same. So I think winning somebody in MMR for Thane, I don't think there is a bigger issue. Convincing somebody to buy in Mulund, buy in Thane vis-a-vis Bombay, it has always been Thana's challenge. But then I think Thana has scored much well.
You gave the example of shirts and buying that in a mall, and you mentioned air-conditioned environment from 700 to 10,000. So does Thane have that sort of air-conditioned environment?
Absolutely. I am saying if not environment, if the environment is not air-conditioned, at least it is air-cooled because of Sanjay Gandhi National Park.
Which is the
living lung, and most of it is in Thane.
But from a home seeker's perspective, what is this air-conditioned environment that you are referring to when you give the example of the mall and buying shirts?
The ease of, when I said air-conditioned apartment, air-conditioned environment, it was like neat, clean, easy accessible, and once you enter into a mall, the first thing is that you go and see that what is where. At the front desk, where you probably in 25 years, I haven't seen in my career somebody coming and saying, giving me the right budget. So he will always, if the buyer's budget is, he wants to invest 1.5 crore, but he will always say, I am looking something in 1 crore, because he wants to buy that 1.5 crore apartment in 1 crore. But then when he doesn't get, he also is exploring the market. So this is what happens when you are spoiled for choice in Thane. So you, in that atmosphere, you are spoiled for choice. Same thing is applicable in entire market also. You spoiled for choice. Manthan will agree to me on Gorbanda Road, where he says is 50-60 lakh rupees apartment is available. How much is the customer spoiled for choice?
There are quite many options here. But at the same time, I like to say that the supply has been always kept in check.
100%.
So that is one of the advantages.
Yes. Either the supply is in check or there is a huge buying up. But if the people
There
are
is huge demand coming in. So the ratio has always been
maintained.
So again, if you allow me, I take the liberty to ask one question to Prashantji. Prashantji, real estate has always been a perception game, right? And in real estate industry, the perception more or less is created or changed from what the consultant thinks. So you being a consultant, what's the trend right now? What are the consultants of Mumbai thinking about Thane? Are they migrating to Thane, or are they convincing their let's say customers to invest in Thane? What's the current trend?
I think the current trend, first thing that the consultant is always micro market driven. So if somebody is operating in Mahim or Matunga or in South Bombay, he is not hunting for a client there for a Thane investment.
I'm talking from an investment point of view.
So this investment in wherever in my career, what I have seen is that I have helped so many consultants in South Bombay getting their clients invested in Thane. For the major driver for the decision was when they sell their property in Bombay, the capital gains what they incur on the sale, that in that investment what you get is the best buy is in Thane. So capital gains has always been a big opportunity driver for consultants
So Thane
over
has
there.
been a tax planning tool. That's what you're saying.
And their consultants also suggest same thing, sir. Buy in this budget you will get in Thane, and let's go and buy with, because one, so you get in Thane, you get from all the branded developers in Thane, and I think if you speak about the ratio of default, I think Thane has it would be very minimal in terms of the default ratio. So the consultant push it as an investment today. I think consultant don't have to push it because the client is already convinced for Thane, and the story is very strong. And the ongoing story is also very strong. And when see what has happened in Thane in last 7-8 years, all the real estate players who have entered Thane, most of them are listed, and their sphere of influence is huge. So it makes very easy for somebody to मतलब सलमान खान की पिक्चर, शाहरुख खान की पिक्चर होगी तो वो लोग देखने जाते ही हैं. So that is what is happening to Thane. All big brands are convincing people to, well, now they are not convincing, people are coming themselves.
So if I may rephrase the question once again, if at all you wanted to motivate a consultant who isn't working in Thane to work in Thane, what would be your top 3 pointers for them?
My top 3 pointers, the only pointer which would be, right now it is cheap to buy in Thane. Or sorry, cheap is
it's a good buying opportunity.
It's a good buying opportunity because Thane infrastructure is also under development and Thane itself is under development. So by the time both of them would be ready, the opportunity would be missed and the prices and the scope of appreciation would be gone. So this is the right time to come to Thane, buy Thane and invest in Thane.
Right time to buy, come to Thane, invest in Thane. We'll carry on with this, but after a break. So, Thane घर खरीदने के लिए, प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए बेहतरीन जगह, one of the best in the MMR. What gives it that margin of safety, that aura of being a right place? Could it be that MCHI is doing a great job here? Manthan, what would you say?
Yeah, it's definitely doing a great job. So, so each and every year we have this extravaganza, which is the property expo, where we make sure that the entire, rather not the entire, but the most of the best properties that are at that are to be sold are made sure that is there in one enclosure where a customer who is willing to come can move around and see and at least have an idea as to what all is there at sale and make their doubts clear. So I think MCHI has done a wonderful job. Again, come February and we are getting an expo. This would be the 22nd or the 23rd edition. 22nd edition. So for 22 years, we have made sure that this is happening. And also I like to give MCHI the credit that in COVID as well, we didn't stop. We made sure that we had an online expo for people who wanted to buy a home. So yeah, definitely this Thane market has been great, and MCHI has made sure that they add that cherry on top of it to make sure that more and more customers would benefit more.
And Prashant, from your perspective, when it comes to telling a potential buyer or a potential investor, looking at both segments, to park their money in Thane, how important is this expo?
This expo should be the most important aspect for everybody who is looking for an investment opportunity. For one simple reason, he gets everything under one roof. He doesn't have to come every Saturday. How much time do you in his journey from thinking of buying a flat to genuinely buying a flat? There are only weekends which are available. How many weekends would you like to invest for this? This is an absolute perfect opportunity where you walk into and enclosure, and you get each and every info. The best part is that you get the information available then and there, and from every product and every project. So the decision making becomes easy. And
Decision making becomes easy, says Prashant. When it comes to decision making, is it only residential or are we also looking at commercial when it comes to property appreciation, investment perspective, Thane?
And both the things are very good based on the customer's risk appetite. Both the things are quite good. See, as I said, the demand supply ratio has been in check. So we don't foresee that there will be a major price change immediately. But eventually, as he rightly said, with the infrastructure coming in and settling in, definitely there will be a price rise because Thane, once the infra is in, people are willing to move into Thane. Forget that. If at all I have a home, I'll make sure. We have seen it that there are hardly any homes who want to rent it out, and the rent is coming in. So the point that I'm trying to move, there are more people who want a flat on rent, but the supply of the rental flats are very low. So आपको जो passive income चाहिए वो भी अच्छी खासी आ जाती है. And capital appreciation तो होता ही है, वो तो by default होने ही वाला है. And one thing that I like to say is that real estate is not a 2-3 year product now. It's more of a 5 to 7 year product जहाँ पे आपको real appreciation, real yield, real gain दिखेगा आपको. And our government has done a wonderful job when it comes to long-term capital gains. Previously it was around 20%, but अभी उन्होंने सिंपल 12.5% कर दिया है. So जो आप पैसा कमा रहे हो उस पर 12.5% टैक्स भर के आप निकल जाते हो. इससे अच्छा क्या हो सकता है? I mean, this is the best possible option जो any investor is willing to take. So yeah, when it comes to commercial, the yield is very good because there is a good demand coming in. Boutique offices है, आपको 50 लाख से लेके 1 करोड़ तक अच्छी बिल्डिंग में एक अच्छी ऑफिस मिल जाती है और वो भी कस्टमर रेंट पे लेने के लिए पहले से ही रेडी है. सो आप जिस दिन पैसा डालते हो ऑलमोस्ट उसी टाइम पे, या फिर इफ़ यू गेट अ गुड कंसल्टेंट, वो भी पैसा आपका वेस्ट नहीं जाता है, वो पैसा कमाना शुरू कर देता है. एंड आज भी आई रेगुलरली टॉक टू माई कस्टमर्स, तो उनका प्रॉपर्टी अप्रिशिएट हुआ ही है. सो दिस इज़ लाइक दिस कि मुझे घर रहने के लिए लेना है, बट आप बोलोगे मैं अप्रिशिएशन से क्या होने वाला है, मेरा कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. बट ये ऐसा है कि जो बंदा स्टॉक मार्केट में पैसा डालता है वो रोज बेचता तो नहीं है, पर वो फोन पे जब देखेगा कि पैसा ऊपर गया है तो सुकून मिलता है उसको कि नहीं, मेरा डिसीजन राइट था. सो इट्स समथिंग लाइक दैट कि मुझे पैसा नहीं चाहिए, आज घर बेचना नहीं है, पर मेरा भाव ऊपर गया है, वो एक मेंटल सेटिस्फैक्शन मुझे मिल जाता है. सो या दैट इज ऑलवेज देयर.
Okay, so from the perspective of housing, Thane has reached that level जहाँ पे आपको ज़्यादा convince नहीं करना पड़ता. When it comes to commercial spaces, how easy or difficult is it to convince a corporate with spread out offices across Mumbai city and other locations to centralize all of them in Thane?
That's what is happening, I think. इसका सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल है TCS has moved in the entire facility on Gorbanda Road, and that I think one of the biggest facilities. There will be also influx of Amazon data center now. They have taken a huge land parcel, and consolidation from every conglomerate has happened in Thane. It may be Tatas, may be Birlas. Birlas have got huge office premises on Gorbanda Road. TCS is on Gorbanda Road. Even if you the big four, the consultancies, Deloitte has shifted there. Deloitte has one of the offices on Kolshet Road. In Wagle Estate, you will find so many corporates who have, well, all big corporate conglomerates have their offices in that. So when Manthan said कि the rentals are 300 rupees in Bombay and then you get it 150 rupees in Thane, there is one more point which needs to be added here, is that when an employee stays at Mumbai, his own residential rentals are higher. So housing also is expensive in Bombay. So that also is one of the huge aspects of Thane, where the employee who is shifting with his family here in Thane because the job has shifted here is also getting his respite in terms of the cost of living. That's a very important aspect in terms of the cost of housing in Mumbai and cost of housing in Thane is a huge difference. The salary is going to remain same. Well, you work in Mumbai or you work in Thane, salaries remain same. But then your cost of living drastically reduces. It's a win-win for the corporate also and for the employee also. And we have seen this with so many companies where these things have happened. Well, I have been part of the HR and admin where these all points have been incorporated while deciding why should we shift to Thane.
Okay. So from a developer's perspective, isn't that a huge set of requirements to be fulfilled when you plan a project in Thane?
Yeah, absolutely. And this would be the case anywhere else as well.
Yes,
So,
but in Thane, you guys seem to have mastered it and made a success of it way ahead of the others.
Yeah, true. So it's more of a team effort. I mean, location is one point, definitely. Location gives you an advantage, but it's more of a team effort. How quickly you learn it, put your systems in place, develop a product which has a demand eventually. So do your research first, make sure that the product that you are delivering or product that you are offering has a good demand in the market. Once that is done, stitch a team around it, make sure that systems are in check, and yeah, delivery is bound to happen.
And again, a platform like MCHI providing that sort of knowledge addition to its members who are developers.
Definitely. I mean, if at all you are, I won't say if you are a developer, but even if you are thinking to be a developer, make sure that you join into this organization because we have many knowledge seminars. Forget knowledge seminars, that is one part of it, but the circle of developers that you could sit around with, you could share your ideas. It's a treasure bank of knowledge. I mean, and you could only experience it when you join in. So if at all you're planning to be a developer, if at all you're a developer, you're planning to come into Thane, please join our organization. This is a beautiful platform for you to gain professionally. Yes.
But talking of this circle of builders,
Right.
we have seen across the last 2 years that all the major brands which were not in Thane till now
Right.
practically seem to have made their way to Thane.
Right.
So in that sense, does Thane's real estate developer fraternity now represent the creme de la creme of Western India's real estate?
Here again, I would like to say that we would like to credit MCHI CREDAI Thane because the way it has marketed Thane in each and every platform, it has been class apart. You go to any place and CREDAI MCHI Thane is there to market a city. This is the only association which is branding a city. Come Diwali, the entire city is lit up. You know, this 31st as well, we, as in the December, end of December, the festive season, we make sure the entire city is lit up. There are many cultural events that MCHI Thane has done to make sure that the culturally intact, brand name of Thane is also there. So yeah, in a way, Thane, I mean, MCHI CREDAI Thane has been the reason, I would say, where majority of the developers have moved to Thane. And the point that you're trying to make, more or less, I think it is still, we won't say that who is controlling the market. Market is free. I mean, it is the customer who controls the market. We just offer a product. If that the product is good, customer would buy it. Unless they are buying, we are happy. Things like that.
If customer is buying, they are happy. But from your perspective as a real estate consultant, when you look at MCHI's role in marketing the city, right? I make that difference here from project to the city. When it comes to something like the Expo, how does this fit in terms of someone who is looking at either investing or being an end user in Thane? How does that help?
Well, this Expo happens on in the initial days of in February or January in the year. So when you get information for making a decision, initial level, it's like if I am thinking in the year when the year is starting, then the decisions are not happening. A real estate decision doesn't happen like I want to buy a flat today, I go to the builder and buy it tomorrow. It doesn't happen that way. It takes 3 to 4 months time. It takes minimum 90 days is the turnaround time for thinking of buying a flat and then deciding what to buy. And if that happens at the start of the year, I think that inflow of information and knowledge that helps them throughout the year. So I am very sure that this helps many people in taking decisions. Most, and also the advantage of going to an expo, you might also get some offers from the developer, which we have been witnessing for last 22 years. Every time there have been offers available, and the buyers have been enjoying those offers every time.
So from a developer's perspective, when it comes to MCHI platform like Property Expo, what are the sweeteners which work? And why would a buyer wait for the expo for the sweetener? Would he just go ahead and buy?
I mean, it does help. I mean, if at all, see, from the customer's perspective, if I have deals coming in, I'll wait for the time to come. The property consultants also know that there's expo coming up. So I'll wait for the expo to come in, and I'm pretty sure that that offers also would be coming in. So definitely, from the CREDAI MCHI has made sure that I would say it on a lighter note, that the sales are slow in January because everyone's waiting for February where the expo would be in, and there would be, there'll be a huge influx that would be coming in. So definitely, see, in this market, customer is the king, and when customer is coming in, we need to make sure that we give him the best offers from which, which facilitates his or her decision making process. Yeah.
So there is a part of real estate development where you create a building, you sell it and you move out. The person who buys that home 5 years down the line,
right,
witnesses an appreciation.
Right.
So do those positive impacts come back to you as a developer, especially in Thane?
Well, in what sense?
In the sense that does a buyer come back to you 5 years later, say he bought a 1 BHK,
right,
5 years back. Now he look at appreciation in his flat's value. Looking at that, he wants to sell it off and go to 2 BHK. He upgrades. Yeah. Does he come back to you because your last product gave him an up?
Many a times, definitely. I have experienced it so many times. I mean, I tell you, recently we sold a flat. The project has come on the OC stage right now, and he wishes to upgrade to 1 more BHK of mine. So what I do is I say that I'll buy back this property from you, and I'll make sure that you are shifted over. So this happens eventually, but this happens how do you make the customer feel? I mean, if they feel comfortable, if they feel that they could invest more with you, definitely they'll come back. It's more on the experience that you give to the customer, because see, customer is bound to earn. That is why he has come and he has taken this property from you. और उसके बाद उसको रुकना नहीं है, उसको आगे कमाना तो है ही पैसा. So each and every customer that has bought a flat from you is even a better lead, because he knows that your product is good, and he'll come back to you. So make sure you nurture your customer, where you talk to them, send in those happy birthday, happy anniversary messages, be in touch with them. Make sure you empower them with knowledge, what is happening in the market. If at all उनका होम लोन चालू है और होम लोन में बेनिफिट हो सकता है, ये सब डेटा तो हमारे पास है ही, तो वो भी आप उसको पिच इन कर सकते हैं. ले ना लेवे, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी ऑल टुगेदर, बट डेफिनेटली यू आर एडिंग वैल्यू, और ये आप कर रहे हो तो डेफिनेटली दैट कस्टमर वुड कम बैक.
So from his perspective as a developer looking at a project, to your perspective as a consultant looking at the city, how well does this work?
See, looking at a project and it's always better to MCHI has done a great job by marketing the entire city, because when you market the entire city, somebody will get benefited. किसी का तो धंधा होगा.
No, and then other side of the story is किसी को घर भी मिलेगा.
हाँ नहीं, जब डेवलपर का तो धंधा ही वही है, घर बेचना. तो when you market the entire city, see, this is the marketing और sales में यही difference है. When you market, you are creating an atmosphere for sale to happen. And MCHI has done a great job for last 20 years. The first exhibition happened at Tarangan grounds, if I may recall.
Yeah.
And entire Thana, entire buyer community, entire developer party, everybody was excited about the first time such thing was happening. And from those days to today, MCHI has done a great job by marketing Thane, and also Mumbai was always crowded and Thana was a clean slate. So whoever came to Thane could create his own dream here. Hiranandani estate is a great story. It's a great example of the biggest township development of Thane. And it took how many years? It took same 20 years.
I would say it is still ongoing.
It's still ongoing. So real estate, if you want to ask appreciation story, go to ask residents who came 20 years back and bought the apartment. This is not stock market. इधर रोज चढ़ेगा उतरेगा नहीं है. Either you are staying also in the same apartment and you are enjoying the appreciation also, and you're taking the tax benefit also.
So that was a very interesting discussion, and I'd like to thank Manthan and Prashant both for providing a lot of information. As Prashant rightfully said, a home for the buyer, of the buyer, in a market which works for his advantage or her advantage. What better could that be than that? So thanking you all for going through this episode with us. Looking forward to seeing you at the Property Expo, Thane Property Expo, February this year. Don't miss. Thank you and goodbye.